Hello students, welcome to AffairsCloud.
We have an app called Careers Cloud which you can go and download it from the Play Store. So after downloading it, you can easily log in using your Gmail ID. Once you have logged in, you will be redirected to a home page which contains 4 tabs beneath it. One is Home, the other is All Courses, next is My Courses, and the last one is a Doubt Session. So under All Courses, you can access various types of courses like Reasoning, Quant, English, and also exam specific courses can also be accessed under this All Courses. If you click this Crack Current Affairs, you will be redirected to this page. So under this, you can see various tabs that are available. So here, if you see, the current affairs will be available in English medium, this under Hindi medium, and here banking awareness, we will provide you the monthly compilation of the banking news and current affairs exam PDF, and also special current affairs, which includes mainly the budget, the union budget, the economic survey, which is very important from the exam perspective. And this is topic wise content where that topics news related to the specific topic, they will be combined together and provided to you. For example, see appointments. All the appointments in that particular month will be combined together in a specific place. And similarly, in case of banking, economic news, so all will be combined together. So this will be easy for you to relate to each other news. Next, you can access the daily current affairs on a daily basis, weekly basis, and also on a monthly basis. So after reading the weekly or the daily news, you can also attend our quiz in order to strengthen your knowledge. Under the monthly current affairs, if you see, there are 2 types of PDF that are available. One is the pocket PDF, the other one is the normal PDF. This pocket PDF will give you a brief content of our current affairs, and this will provide you a detailed analysis of the current affairs. So it is always preferable to read this detailed analysis and then have a go through of this pocket PDF. Next is that we also provide you the PIB news apart from the current affairs. So you can go and access our PIB news on a daily basis from this path. And as I mentioned, this special CA covers very special topics like budgets and economic survey. After reading the content provided in this PDF, you can go and attend the quiz given below. And next is the exam perspective PDF. So if you see IBPS PO mains, IBPS RRB clerk, SBI clerk, so these are all exam perspective PDF. So if you go and check, these PDF will contain around 5 to 6 months of the current affairs, which has high chances of high chances of being asked in this SBI clerk mains exam. So it is very useful to go and read this PDF from an exam perspective point. Today we will be covering August 2nd week banking and finance awareness news. Moving to the first news. So the first news about the RBI introducing the continuous clearing and settlement realization in the CTS, that is check truncation system. So if you see RBI, it has introduced this continuous clearing and settlement on realization in check truncation system. So previously, if you see the clearing cycle, okay, it will take up to 2 working days. But now it will happen on a real-time settlement, just like how you transfer money from one account to another. Immediately the money transfer takes place, right? So here, if you see, it will not happen immediately, but on the very same day itself. So let me explain this CTS system. Okay. So what is the CTS system? Say suppose, okay, you have an account in SBI. You have made a service to some client, and the client has handed over you a check of 10,000 rupees. Okay, this is the client, and client has handed over a HDFC check because he has account only in HDFC. So how to clear this amount? So this SBI customer, say suppose this customer's name is X. This customer goes to his branch, SBI branch, and hands over this check. Okay, this State Bank, they will present the check, okay, in the CTS system, check truncation system. This check will be scanned, okay, and the digital image, that is the electronic image which is encrypted, it will be sent to the clearing house. This clearing house is managed by the Reserve Bank of India, and this in turn will send this image to the HDFC Bank of that particular customer. Okay, and afterwards, if money is there in that bank, the amount will be credited to this customer. So this, if you see, suppose this person submits the check to the bank today, then it will be cleared mostly 2 days or next day evening only. Okay, so it almost takes 2 days to clear, or at least T+1 day it takes to clear the check, that is for the money to be credited into your account. This is how the CTS happens. Previously, even before the CTS, if you see, what used to happen is they used to transfer. They used to send the physical check. Suppose this person has submitted the check to SBI, that SBI person will transfer or send that physical check. Okay, whatever check has been submitted, this check would be sent to the HDFC. So, physical transfer of check used to take place. It was a very tedious process, and also it takes a time consuming process also, right? So, here if you see, that is why the CTS was introduced, so that the electronic image of that particular check can be digitally transferred and the credit will take place. This is what is CTS. So, now what happens is, instead of the T+1 or T+2 clearing, here on the same day itself, the check will be cleared and the money will be credited to the customer's account. This is the new thing that the RBI has introduced. So, if you see the presentation, single presentation session, that is between 10 to 4. So, during this time, the banks will present the check in that CTS system. Okay, in that CTS system, between 10 to 4, the banks will present that checks in the CTS system. Okay, and the drawing bank. Okay, drawing bank means that there are two things. One is the presenting bank. Presenting bank to whom you go and hand over the check. Okay, drawing bank is nothing but the destination bank from that will give the money or transfer the money to the presenting bank. Okay, ultimately the check person's account will be present in this drawing bank. The money will be taken from the drawing bank and transferred to the presenting bank. Okay, this is what is called drawing bank. Drawing bank will provide the confirmation when the check is presented by the presenting bank or the collecting bank, that will return, that is the electronic image will be sent to the clearing house, and then that image will in turn be sent to this drawing bank. Okay, and this drawing bank will send confirmation to the presenting bank via the clearing house. Okay, so confirmation, if you see, the confirmation timing is between 10 to 7 p.m. Okay, the confirmation timing is sent between 10 to 7 p.m. and if you see, if it is a positive confirmation, then it means that the check will be honored. If this drawing bank sends a positive confirmation, it means the check will be honored, that is, there is amount in that check. If it is a negative confirmation, which means that the check will not be honored because there is no balance. Okay, so in case of positive confirmation sent by the drawing bank, it means that there is money, check will be honored. Okay, the settlement will be completed. But in case of negative confirmation, it means that check will not be honored, that is, there is no balance, so the transaction cannot be completed. Okay, so these two types of confirmation are sent by the drawing bank, will be sent by the drawing bank. What is the time period? Between 10 to 7 p.m. Okay, between 10 to 7 p.m. this confirmation will be sent. Don't get confused. Presentation, check presentation session is between 10 to 4 p.m. but the check confirmation, if you see, it is between 10 to 7 p.m. Okay, now if you see, this entire process will be implemented in two phases. First phase, if you see, it will be implemented by October 2025. So, what will happen in first phase is, whenever the check is presented, by 7 p.m. the confirmation will be sent. Okay, the phase 2, if you see, which will be implemented by Jan 2026, here, if you see here, the confirmation will be sent within 3 hours of presenting. Say suppose the check was presented somewhere between 10 to 11 p.m. Okay, sorry, 10 to 11 a.m. by the presenting bank. So, by around what time the drawing bank has to send confirmation to the presenting bank? By 2 p.m. Okay, this 2 p.m. 3 hours confirmation will be implemented by phase 2. So, after this confirmation, if you see, that is then followed by the fund transfer. Okay, the fund transfer will be done maximum within 1 hour. Maximum within 1 hour of this confirmation, this fund transfer will take place. So, here presenting of the check also the same day, and fund transfer confirmation also the same day, and fund transfer also the same thing. So, here if you see, that is why it is called the continuous check truncation system, because presenting and the fund transfer, everything happens on the very same day. Okay. Next is AU Small Finance Bank. It has got approval from the RBI to become a universal bank. Okay. So, if you see, after almost 11 years of period, a small finance bank has got license from the Reserve Bank of India to operate as a universal bank. So, when did actually this AU Small Finance Bank get license? So, if you see, it actually got license to operate as a small finance bank. Okay, to operate as a small finance bank, it received license from RBI in 2015, and then it started its operation as a small finance bank in 2017. Okay, now we have to know the criteria. Can all small finance banks apply for the universal bank? No, there are certain criteria that again are set by the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, Reserve Bank of India has set certain criteria. That is, if a small finance bank wants to voluntarily transition itself into a universal bank, then there are certain criteria that you have to meet. Only when you meet the criteria, you are eligible for this transition. Okay, now let us know what are the eligibility criteria. First is the net worth. Okay, so the net worth, what should the net worth of the bank should be? Minimum net worth, it is 1000 crores. Small finance bank should have a minimum net worth of 1000 crores, then only it can apply for this universal bank license. Okay, next is status. That is, it should have minimum of 5 years of satisfactory performance. Satisfactory performance, minimum 5 years, and this small finance bank should also be listed in the stock exchange. One more important point. Net worth 1000 crores, minimum 5 years of good performance. Next, should be listed on the stock exchange. Next is the gross NPA. Gross NPA should be maintained at 3% and net NPA should be maintained at 1%. Okay, gross NPA, what is net NPA? When you minus the provision from the gross NPA, you arrive at net NPA. Okay, these are very basic terms, gross NPA and net NPA. You should know the definition of it. Okay, so gross NPA is 3%, net NPA should be maximum 1%. Next is CAR, that is capital adequacy ratio maintained by the small finance bank should be minimum 15%. Okay, so this is the eligibility criteria. So any small finance bank, if they want to transition into a universal bank, they have to satisfy all the criteria. They have to fulfill all the criteria, and then only the license will be granted by the Reserve Bank of India. The next news is SEBI proposes single window gateway for trusted foreign investors. So here if you see, the Security Exchange Board of India has introduced a single window gateway. Okay, and that single window gateway name is Swagat FI. Swagat FI full form is single window, automatic and generalized access for the trusted foreign investors. Now what is this mainly? This is to make the investment easier and convenient and less compliant for the trusted foreign investors. Not for everyone, again I am telling, not for everyone, but just for the trusted foreign investors. So who are these trusted foreign investors? These are mainly the low risk foreign investors who invest mainly in the government funds, the regulated public funds, okay, where the risk is lesser. So in those kind of funds, when they invest money, for them, if you see, this gateway has been introduced. Now we will look into certain relaxations that are being provided under this Swagat FI. The first one is single window. Okay, so here if you see, there are two kinds. One is the foreign portfolio investors. Next is the FVCI, that is foreign venture capital investors. Okay, foreign portfolio investors and foreign venture capital investors. The FPIs, if you see, they generally invest in listed shares or equities and bonds. Okay, but here FVCI, they invest in unlisted companies. That is, these companies are not even listed in the stock exchanges, or they invest in startups. So they basically invest money in companies where the risk is little higher. Okay, so FPIs, they invest in listed companies, and here FVCI, they invest in unlisted and also in startups. So say suppose there is a Singapore fund. Okay, there is something wealth fund. So he wants to register, he wants to invest both in listed shares and unlisted shares also. So he has to invest, he has to register himself as an FPI in a separate window. That is, the procedure is totally different. And here if you see, separate website and all, and here, as if he wants to invest in an unlisted share, he has to register himself as an FVCI. But now what they have done is, in order to reduce the paperwork and also reduce the cost that they bear in taking the registration in two different places, now if you see, it is a single window registration. That is, in a single window itself, you can register. This wealth fund can register as an FPI and an FVCI. Okay, so basically in that window, you would have already uploaded the FPI details, right? That is the wealth fund details. So they would have already had the wealth fund details. So using that, you just have to register as an FVCI also. So this reduces, as I said, it reduces paperwork, regulatory complex, and also the cost also is being reduced. That is the prime purpose behind introducing a single window registration for both FPI and the FVCI. Okay. Next is review of KYC, that is know your customer. So here the FPI's KYC are also renewed on a regular time basis. So previously, if you see, it was reviewed once in 5 years. Now it has been increased once in 10 years, okay, to make it even more convenient for the investors. So here, previously it was once in 5 years, the review of KYC. Now the tenure has been reduced, tenure has been increased to 10 years. So remember the new tenure, you don't have to remember the old tenure, remember the new tenure, it is 10 years, okay. Once in 10 years, the review of KYC will take place. Next is increasing the participation of the non-resident Indian, overseas and also the resident Indian. Okay, so previously if you see the aggregate contribution, it is capped at 50% of an FPI. Okay, the NRI, OCI and all, they can, how much they can invest in India in particular FPI, if you see, maximum only 50%. But now this cap has been removed. Okay, that is maximum 50% aggregate contribution in particular FPI, that cap 50% has been now removed. So no cap of 50%. Next is single demat account. Okay, suppose you buy shares via the FPI also, via the FVCI also, then you should have a separate demat account for this, separate demat account for this. But now if you see, under a single demat account itself, you can hold all the securities acquired as FPI and FVCI as a foreign investors. Okay, so a single demat account is enough to have the shares under the FPI and under the FVCI. So these are the various relaxations that are provided by the SEBI in order to make the foreign investors or foreign investing quite easier, especially in the low risk funds. Okay, these are only for the low risk, not for the other. Okay, remember for whom this is eligible, it is only applicable for the trusted foreign investors, that is they invest their money in the low risk funds like the government funds, the public regulated funds. So if you see, as of June 2025, India had around 11,900 registered FPIs, collectively holding assets valued 81 trillion.
We have launched a new course called Static Banking Awareness course. Now this course will be helpful for students who are preparing for the banking exams and for the regulatory body exams. And also recently you would have seen Paytm Bank in news frequently. So when an aspirant reads this news, he would have ample number of questions like what is a payment bank, what are the norms for it, and which is the committee that has launched it. So this static banking awareness course lays a foundation to the current banking and finance news. Now, you have to download our AffairsCloud to access this course. Once you have logged into our app, you can go and click this all courses icon, and then you'll be redirected to this page. In this, you have to go and click the static banking awareness course, and under the details tab, you will be able to see a brief about this course. And under the part tab, it will contain all the contents, all the topics of the contents that are currently available in this course. We are working on this continuously and this will be completed within 2 months. Under the free tab, you can go and access one content, that is the origin and development content, for free. You can go and read this content and have an idea about this course. After reading this content, do attend the quiz that is also available under the same tab. Now, our team has allocated ample amount of time and resources to curate this content. We have created this content from various books and from various verified websites. Our content is better than any book that is available in the market. This is because we update this content on a dynamic basis. For example, there are currently 39 DRTs that are available in the country now. In future, if one more DRT is created or added, then it would become 40. So we would update this content on a dynamic basis. But in case of books, you have to wait for the next publication for this updated content. Nowadays, a lot of practical questions have been asked in the banking exams. For example, how many public sector banks are available on the stock exchange? Which is the payment bank that is being listed on the stock exchange? So we try to cover as many practical questions as possible in this course. Apart from this, we also provide you a question bank that will contain around 3,000 questions and the previous year questions along with it. We also have a dedicated tab that will release the important RBI notification and the frequent news released by the RBI. You can use this code B15 to avail 15% discount. This is one of the highest discounts that we have offered until now. So do avail this code B15 while you purchase the course.
The next news is about a fund commitment, International Finance Corporation, which is an arm of World Bank. The World Bank has 5 arms and International Finance Corporation is one of the arms. It has committed that it will invest $150 million, that is around 1,300 crores, in the fund called H Dream Fund. So what is this H Dream Fund? The full form of this is HDFC Capital Development of Real Estate Affordable and Middle Income Fund. Okay, basically this fund will be investing money in various developing real estate projects. Okay, that is the main purpose of this fund. So this fund is being run by the HDFC Capital Advisors, and your main is to promote green and affordable housing development. That is the main purpose. Okay, this H Dream Fund, it plans to mobilize or collect around 1 billion USD. Okay, it plans to raise or collect 1 billion USD, and IFC has committed to invest 150 million. Here you have to remember the amount, the two parties, that is IFC, and it is investing in the fund named H Dream Fund. Next is Bank of Baroda and FSSAI, the Food Safety Authority of India. Together they have signed an MOU. Okay, what is the purpose of this MOU? The purpose is to develop the FSSAI payment solution. So here if you see, this is a customized web-based payment platform. Mainly what? See, FSSAI also has to make payment, such as it has to make payment to vendors, to certain states, because the states and all, they conduct sometimes food safety program. Okay, for that food safety program, so for that if you see, the FSSAI makes payment. So here payment should be made, right? So through this system, through this payment can be made in a very easy and convenient way. That is the purpose of this MOU. Next is DSP Mutual Fund. It has launched a new index fund. Okay, and that is called as the DSP Nifty 500 Flexi Cap Quality 30 Index Fund. So this means that this money, okay, this fund will be invested in 30 stocks. Right? Mainly what is the purpose of a mutual fund? People invest in that mutual fund, and that mutual fund in turn invest in various stocks, right? People who can't directly buy any stock, who do not have the money to directly buy any stock, they can invest in mutual fund that in turn invest in that stock. Okay. So here if you see, here this fund will invest in 30 stocks, 30 quality stocks. This fund will be invested. So here if you see, apart from DSP Mutual Fund, it has also partnered with the National Stock Exchange. Okay, it is not just the DSP Mutual Fund that has established this index fund. It is DSP Mutual Fund together with the National Stock Exchange. They have launched this DSP Nifty 500 Flexi Cap Quality 30 Index Fund. So as I told, the money will be invested in 30 stocks, right? So if you see how it is being picked, 10 stocks has been picked from the Nifty 100 Large Cap. Then another 10 stocks, it has been picked from the Nifty Mid Cap 150, and the last 10 stocks, if you see, it has been picked from the Nifty Small Cap 250. Okay, remember 10 from the large cap, then 10 from the mid cap, and the other 10 from the small cap. So this is how the 30 stocks are picked. Next is about a penalty that has been issued by the Reserve Bank of India. So whenever the banks, they fail to follow the regulatories, okay, the regulatory guidelines or the rules that are fixed or that are already established by the Reserve Bank of India, the fine is imposed by the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, so now if you see, a fine of amount of 75 lakhs has been imposed on the ICICI Bank. So here if you see, you have to remember the amount and the bank associated with that amount. So here the penalty amount is 75 lakhs. On which bank? It is ICICI Bank. These are the two things that you have to remember from this news. The next news is Kerala State Financial Service Enterprises. Kerala State Financial Enterprises. This is an NBFC company. Okay. This, if you see, it has crossed a business turnover of 1 lakh crore. So if you see this Kerala State Financial Enterprises, it is India's first miscellaneous NBFC to cross this 1 lakh crore business. So what is this miscellaneous NBFC? Generally, if you see, RBI has categorized, okay, NBFC into various types of NBFC, like the investment company NBFC, the infrastructure finance NBFC, then also the loan company NBFC, microfinance institution NBFC. Okay, there are various categories of NBFC. So how they categorize the NBFC? Depending upon their activity, right? That is depending upon their loan activity. So if the majority of the loan activity is in the infrastructure, okay, then it is considered as an IFC. Then investment, like investment securities and all, it will be considered as an investment company. Okay, so depending upon that, they are classified into various categories. But here miscellaneous, if you see, it is very difficult to put them into that particular category because they are doing multiple business. Okay, So the majority share, if you see, that is there in multiple business, not just in one particular business. That is why they are termed as miscellaneous NBFC. So here, if you see this KSFE, that is Kerala State Financial Enterprises, it is the first miscellaneous NBFC. Okay, to cross this 1 lakh crore. Very important. Please remember. Next is Bajaj Allianz Life Insurance Company. It has acquired 2.1% in the JM Financial Home Loans Limited. Okay, this is an NBFC. In that, if you see, the Bajaj company has acquired, that is Bajaj Life Insurance has acquired 2.1% stake. And for how much? It is for 65.5 crores. Next is NABARD, AP Andhra Pradesh Gramin Bank and Aqua Exchange Private Limited. Okay, NABARD, AP Gramin Bank, Aqua Exchange Agritech Private Limited. So here there are 3 parties. Together they have signed an MOU. For what? This is to integrate, that is bring the shrimp farmers. Like the shrimp, if you see, export is very huge. Okay, India exports a lot of shrimp outside. So here, if you see, it is very important to bring them to the formal credit system, because many people, they still depend upon the informal credit system. That is, they get money, borrow money from the money lenders at a very high interest rate. That is why it is very important to bring them into the formal credit system by offering low interest and collateral free loans. Okay. So here, if you see, the target set is 100 crores in financial 25-26 and 250 crores in financial 27. This is the target of providing loans to those customers. Okay. So here you have to remember the three parties name and the purpose of the MOU. And at least try to remember the first year target, that is financial 26 target, that is 100 crores. Next is RBL Bank. It has partnered with CAMSPay. Okay, CAMSPay is nothing but a payment provider, payment solution provider. Why? To launch a new digital payment gateway platform for the Indian enterprises. Okay, so here if you see, mainly people get confused between payment gateway and payment aggregator, because every now and then we see that the payment gateway approval has been provided by the RBI, payment aggregator approval has been provided, so people get confused. Main thing you have to see that payment gateway, it only provides a gateway, which means that it provides a path where the account details, various other financial details like your card details, CVV details, everything is transmitted to the bank in a most secured way. Okay, in a more secure way, all these details, banking details, are transferred to the bank in a more secure way. That pathway is provided by the gateway. Okay, but payment aggregator is different. Okay, it is an aggregator, that is, it connects the merchant and the customer. It collects the money from the customer and the money is provided to the merchant. So here money is involved. Under the payment aggregator, money is involved, but under the payment gateway, no money is involved. It is only the transfer of the secure information in their path. They provide that path where the secure bank information can be transferred in a very safe way. That is the main difference between payment gateway and payment aggregator. You should remember the terms. It is very, very important. Okay. So here if you see, this gateway will tackle all the payment challenges like supporting high transaction values. Even if there are a lot of failure transactions, that also can be recovered, matching the transaction with the invoices. All this can be done using this CAMSPay gateway. Next is PPSL, that is Paytm Payment Service Limited, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of the 197 Communication. Okay. So this has received approval from the Reserve Bank of India to operate as a online payment aggregator. We just saw what an online payment aggregator, right? So now you have to remember Paytm Payment Services Limited. It has received approval to operate as an online payment aggregator from the Reserve Bank of India. Next is the inflation data. So the National Statistics Office, NSO, it is the office, it is the entity that publishes the inflation data every month. Okay. So this operates under the ministry called Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So they have released the inflation data for July 2025. So if you see, the inflation is 1.55%, which is 8-year low. Almost 8-year low in inflation has been recorded for the July 2025. It is 1.55%, and food inflation recorded is 1.76%. So just remember the July inflation, that is more than enough. Next is HDFC Ergo General Insurance Company. Okay, HDFC Ergo General Insurance Company. It has partnered with PhonePe. Why it has partnered? It has partnered to provide affordable health insurance solution. Okay, the main target here is to provide the health insurance to the underserved citizens. To the underserved citizens, people where the health insurance has not yet been provided because they feel that it is quite costlier, and that is why the premium also is fixed at a lower amount, that is 12 rupees per day or 4,380 per year for a coverage of 3 lakhs. Okay, the main objective behind this is to make the insurance policy affordable, the premium affordable. That is the main objective behind this partnership. Okay, so remember the two entities, HDFC Ergo General Insurance Company and PhonePe. Next is SBI Life. It has launched SBI Life Smart Shield Plus. Okay, the new term insurance is SBI Life Smart Shield Plus. So mainly it has 3 covers. First is the level cover. So here is a fixed sum will be assured through the policy term. If the policy term is 5 years, then end of that policy a fixed cover will be provided. Next is increasing cover. So here if you see, it increases at a rate of 5% per year. So every time if you see, inflation happens, right? So the cost of money, which was 100 rupee now, it will not be 100 rupee next year. The value of the money will go down maybe to 98 or 19 because of the inflation. So taking that into consideration, here if you see, the cover increases at the rate of 5% per year. The maximum increase if you see, it is only 200%. The last cover is level cover with future proofing benefit. So if any significant event happens like marriage, childbirth, so you have even more burden, right? Even more responsibility, right? So here also the level cover, the coverage can be increased during these significant events also. Okay, these are the 3 covers provided under this SBI Life Smart Shield Plus. Here you just have to remember the insurance name, the term insurance plan name and the 3 covers name. That is it. That is more than enough. Next is RBI, Reserve Bank of India. It has allowed people who are residing outside India to invest their SRBI. Okay, that is special rupee Vostro account. Whatever excess money is there in the special rupee Vostro accounts in the government securities and treasury bills. Okay, mainly what is this special rupee Vostro account? People outside India open this special rupee Vostro account for trade settlement purposes. Okay, that is the main purpose behind this. Now let me explain this with an example. Okay, that is the person A in Japan. Okay, so if you see, he has sent certain items, maybe some mobile items to India, and here person B has imported the goods. Okay, so here if you see, the person B has to pay the person A in Japan, right? So instead of paying Japanese yen, say suppose the value of the goods is 10,000 rupees. Okay, instead of paying this 10,000 rupees to that person, what this person B will do is that this person will deposit this 10,000 in the special rupee Vostro account of person A. So here if you see, the money will be stored in the form of rupees only. So here 10,000 will be deposited here. Okay, say suppose after some 4 or 5 months, person B has exported some good to person A and that value is rupees 5,000. So here now A will not make payment in dollars or in other. Okay, person A will tell that there is money in my special rupee Vostro account. That account will pay you money. So this account will pay that rupees 5,000. So now what is the money left in this account? So 5,000, right? Because the 10,000 was credited, then later on 5,000 was debited. So now if you see, the ending amount is 5,000. So say suppose this is a surplus account. Okay, this is the surplus amount. Now this amount can be invested in the government securities or the treasury bills. Okay, that is what this means. That is what RBI has allowed the NRIs, that is person residing outside India, to invest the surplus rupee in the SRBA, special rupee Vostro accounts, the government securities and treasury bills.
Thank you for watching the session. I hope you had enjoyed it. We're also available in Telegram under the name AffairsCloud_official. We also have an Instagram handle. Thank you.